Dear students, myself Professor Gyaman H. Department of Economics, KLS Gote College of Commerce, Belagavi. At the outset, I welcome you all for online video lecture for the 6th semester on the subject Indian Economics. Friends, in my previous video lecture, I had explained you about content of the syllabus, meaning of Indian economy, classification of the economic systems of the world and their meaning of developed and underdeveloped country, general characteristics of developed and underdeveloped country, and also basic characteristics of Indian economy as an underdeveloped country. In today's lecture, I am going to discuss about the another subtopic of the first unit, that is structure of Indian economy, meaning and component of structure of Indian economy, and also economic reforms and economic development, components of economic reforms of 1991, their meaning, and positive and negative impacts of economic reforms on Indian economy, and conclusion. Friends, now let us discuss about structure of Indian economy. First of all, we have to go through the introduction. The term structure of Indian economy refers to the components of various economic activities of the country. The structure of Indian economy mainly consists of three main sectorial activities, namely primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. First one, primary sector. The primary sector of economy consists of agriculture, animal husbandry, horticulture, forestry, and other agro-based activities. The activities of primary sector generally based on monsoon or nature and witness slow growth rate due to diminishing returns. The second component of the structure of Indian economy, that is secondary sector. The secondary sector consists of manufacturing activities, that is conversion of raw materials into finished goods. All industrial activities comes under secondary sector. The activities of secondary sector generally based on machines and witness increasing growth rate due to increasing returns. The third component of the structure of Indian economy, that is tertiary sector. The tertiary sector consists of all types of services, that is banking, trade, transport, insurance, communication, etc. This sector provides all types of services to general public. Tertiary sector generally witness very rapid growth rate due to information technology revolution, that is IT revolution. The structure of Indian economy witnessed substantial transformation and drastic change after the economic reforms of 1991. The summary part of this structure of Indian economy that can be shown in the following chart. That is the gist of structural economy shown in the following chart. The primary sector comprising agricultural activities, secondary sector comprising industrial activities, and tertiary sector comprise all types of services. Now, after knowing the structure of Indian economy, let us discuss another subcomponent of this first unit, is economic reforms and economic development. Let us discuss about the economic reforms and economic development. In this topic, let us begin with why economic reforms were introduced, objectives of economic reforms, components of economic reforms, meaning, positive and negative impacts of on Indian economy, and conclusion. Now let us start with the introduction part of it. To bring the drastic change in developmental strategy from inward looking to outward looking and to achieve sustainable development, the government of India had introduced some economic reform measures under the leadership of P.V. Narasimha Rao and Dr. Manmohan Singh, popularly known as New Economic Policy of 1991. That means the P.V. Narasimha Rao and Dr. Manmohan Singh, rightly described as architect of new economic reforms in India. The objectives of economic reforms of 1991. The new economic reforms has two broad objectives or aspects. They are stabilization measures. They are aims at maintaining stability in the economy by overcoming short-term problems in the short run. Second one, structural reforms. They aims at accelerating economic growth and to achieve sustainable development in the long run. The components of economic reforms. The new economic reforms of 1991 has three main components, namely liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Now let us try to understand the meaning of each component. First one, liberalization, means the removal of artificial government restriction on industry and business and facilitating business and industry to run on commercial basis freely. The second one, privatization, means transferring ownership and management of public sector to private sector. In simple words, handing over of public sector to private sector. Third one is globalization, means the integrating of national economy with world economy by removing all types of restriction on trade and capital movements. From the point of the examination, you try to note these three components, the meaning part of liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Now let us move towards impacts of economic reforms on Indian economy, that is positive impacts or merits of new economic reforms of 1991. The new economic reforms of 1991 brought significant changes in the Indian economy. They are: number one, significant improvement in GDP growth rate of the country. Number two, Foreign Exchange Regulation Act, that is FERA, FERA, was replaced by Foreign Exchange Management Act, that is FEMA, FEMA. This point is also note from the point of the examination from the expansion part of abbreviation. Point number three, industrial licensing was made more liberal. Number four, de-reservation of industrial sector. Number five, minimization of role of public sector. Number six, too much encouragement of private sector. Number seven, liberalization of imports and exports. Number eight, substantial increase in stock of foreign exchange. Number nine, significant improvement in foreign trade and balance of payment position, that is BO position. Number 10, increase in FDI equity limit, that is foreign direct investment equity limit was enhanced significantly. Number 11, reduction in tariff, that is tax rates. Number 12, initiation of disinvestment process in public sector. Number 13, rationalization of tax system. Number 14, rationalization of banking and financial services. And number 15, control of inflation rate. These are the some of the positive or merit point of the economic reforms of 1991. Now let us move towards negative impacts of economic reform, that is demerits of economic reforms. Though the economic reforms brought some significant improvement in various aspects of the economy, but they are not free from certain limitations or demerits. They are: economic reforms fails to control physical deficit of the country. Number two, fails to control problem of poverty and unemployment. Number three, fails to control the problem of regional disparity in the country. Number four, fails to prevent the problem of inequality and income and wealth. By looking into these demerits, Sri W.J. Clinton rightly remarks in this context that millions of Indians are connected to the internet, but millions more are not yet connected to fresh water. Now conclusion. Despite of some limitation, economic reforms of 1991 brought some positive improvements in the economy and made the Indian economy globally more competitive. So with this, I conclude today's video lecture, and the next topic of the first unit we shall take in the next lecture. Thank you.